Your Excellencies, the Rector of UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta, who this time represented by the Vice Rector for Academic Affairs and Institutional Development, Professor Dr. Istiningsi M.Pd.
Hadratul Muhtaram, Amidul Kulliyah Al-Ulumi Tarbawiyah wa Ta'hilil Muallimin, Al-Ustad Ad-Duktur Sigit Purnama Al-Magister.
The respectable speaker, Professor Kim Jung from Korea National University of Education.
As-Sayyidu Ad-Duktur Clear Alkouatli min Jami'ah Prince Sultan wal Jami'ah Janubi Australia.
The respectable speaker, Mr. Atrim Kjamilji, M.Sc. Ph.D. from Istanbul Commerce University, Turkey.
Al-Duyuful Kiram wal Musharikina Al-A'izzah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in wa ala umuri dunya waddin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in, amma ba'du.
Firstly, let's pray in praise Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us mercies and blessing so that we can attain this agenda.
Sanian, salatan wa salaman daimaini mutalamizaini ala nabiyuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam alladhi akhrajana minadh dhulumati ilan nur bidinil Islam.
Distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and we are delighted to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the
International Conference on Religion, Science and Education 2024, Harmonizing Horizons, Navigating the Convergence of Religion, Science and Education for Sustainable Future.
Organized by the Faculty of Tarbiyah and Education, UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. It is our pleasure and honor to be the master of ceremony for this time, and we want to introduce ourselves. I am Sania Dinda and my associate,
Muhammad Asfarifki.
We would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you who have taken off your busy schedule to join us today.
يجمع هذا المؤتمر الأكاديميين والباحثين والممارسين وصانعي السياسات المسؤولين عن تحسين المعرفة من خلال التكامل والترابط بين الدين والعلم والتعليم في عصر التخصصات المعقدة. يوفر هذا المؤتمر فرصة عظيمة للمشاركين لتبادل معارفهم النظرية الحديثة ونتائج البحوث والخبرات لخلق تكامل المعرفة والترابط. ولذلك سيقدم المؤتمر عروض تقديمية التي يقدمها متحدثون دوليون عن الموضوعات الحديثة المطورة.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's program are: the first is opening, and the second is recitation of Al-Quran, and the third is singing Indonesia Raya Anthem and UIN Sunan Kalijaga Anthem, and the fourth is art performance.
البرنامج الخامس الجلسة العامة، البرنامج السادس الاختتام، والبرنامج السابع الجلسة الموازية. أيها السادة والسيدة ويا أيها الحاضرون، هيا نفتح هذا المؤتمر بقراءة البسملة.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen to the recitation of Al-Quran, which will be delivered by Latifatul Nikmah. Latifatul Nikmah, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون صدق الله العظيم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We would like to thank Latifatul Nikmah for reciting the holy verses of the Quran.
البرنامج الثالث إنشاد أنشودة إندونيسيا رايا وأنشودة جامعة سونان كاليجاغا الإسلامية الحكومية بيوكياكارتا ولأختنا النساء شفاء الحسنى فيتفضل إليها مشكورة ونرجو من الحاضرين الوقوف.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite you to stand up, please.
Syukran alal ihtimam.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our program, please enjoy a dance performance by a group of students from Elementary Madrasah Teacher Education who will present a traditional dance called Tari Gambyong. Tari Gambyong is a traditional dance originates from Surakarta, Central Java. Initially, it was a folk dance performed during harvest ritual as an expression of gratitude to Dewi Sri, the goddess of rice and fertility in Javanese tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Tari Gambyong. Ladies and gentlemen, the name Gambyong comes from a dancer named Sri Gambyong, who was famous in her time for the beauty of her dance. Her performance captivated audience, leading the Karaton to adopt and formalize her movement as part of their traditional.
أيها الحضور الكرام، البرنامج التالي الكلمات. نبدأ بالكلمة الترحيبية الأولى، سنلقيها رئيس اللجنة إلى العزيز الأستاذ دكتور جعفر لطفي الماجستير، فيتفضل إليها مشكورا.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Vice Rector, Bunda Isti, Bapak Sodik, Bapak Ali Sodik, Honorable our keynote speaker Prof Kim, Prof Atrim, Dr. Claire, and all the official of the UIN, Pak Andi, Pak Ibrahim, moderator Bu Asih, Bu Tian, and all the official, Kaprodi, Sekprodi, the head of department, distinguished guests, speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thanks God, today we held a fourth international conference of religion, science, and education. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Greek mythology, there was a hero named Theseus. He was born in Penelope, sort of Athens, and was raised by his mother. He was learning that his father was Agesius, the king of Athens, and he wanted to meet his father, and then he marched to Athens. On the way to Athens, he had to cross the Isthmus of Corinth. You know, this is the narrow cleft in the movie of 300. And there he met a criminal named Procrustes. When Procrustes captured a victim, he put him to the bed, you know, and if the victim is too long, he cut off a head and feet to be similar with the bed. and the victim is too short, like me, maybe. Procrustes will stretch, you know, to fit the bed. In everyday life, we commit this mistake resemble Procrustes crime. we always try to cut off, you know, then stretch everything doesn't fit our standard. But we don't need this kind of mistake. This is a kind of people that try to hold you back. The people who tell you how to dress, people that tell you how to live, people that tell you what you can say or what you can say. Here in academic realm, we don't rely much on what other people tell us. We heavily rely on logical thinking, the reason, and here is the forum. I would like to thank to our keynote speaker, Prof. Kim, and Prof. Atrim, and Dr. Claire, and all the officials of the UIN that made this conference possible. For your information, this conference is free, Prof. We don't put charge to any participant. We have around 300 presenter. So the budget is coming from our government, you know. Thank you. And also, I would like to thanks to all the committee, Bu Ratna, the head of the administration, and Pak Teddy, Mbak Arifah, and Mbak Tifal, the two beautiful lady, always handle this conference since the first conference, and so many other members. On behalf of committee, I would like to express my apologies to everyone if we committed any inconvenience during this conference. Finally, I wish you a fruitful and pleasant work in this conference. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Aqulu jazilas syukri ila al-Ustad Dr. Ja'farul Fi al-Magister.
Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen, we shall begin with the second welcoming speech delivered by the Dean of Faculty Tarbiyah and Education, who this time represented by the Vice Dean for Academic Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Andri Prastowo.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Your Excellency, Rector of UIN Sunan Kalijaga Yogyakarta, Professor Noorhaidi, Ph.D., the Honorable Vice Rector of UIN Sunan Kalijaga Yogyakarta, Prof. Dr. Istiningsih, thank you, Prof. And Dr. Muhammad Sadiq, thank you, Prof. And the honorable speakers, Prof. Kim, thank you, Prof. Kim, yeah. And Prof. Associate Professor Atrim, thank you. And Associate Professor Claire, yeah, who joins virtually. Distinguished guys, esteemed colleagues, respected scholars, and fellow participants. May peace be upon us all. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, greetings of value. It's my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to this important international conference on religion, Science and Education, titled Harmonizing Horizon, Navigating the Convergence of Religion, Science, and Education for a Sustainable Future. For too long, religion, science, and education have been treated as separate, even competing domains. Now, we live in an era where the boundaries between religion, science, and education are increasingly blurred. These three pillars are not separate entities, rather they are interconnected and play crucial roles in shaping a sustainable future. This conference aims to bridge the dialogue among various disciplines and perspectives, allowing us to discover innovative and holistic solutions. Throughout our session, We will hear from experts in this field, sharing insight and discussing how we can integrate spiritual and ethical values into the development of science and education. We believe that collaboration among religion, science, and education can yield comprehensive approaches to the challenges we face. The success of this conference depends not only on the quality of the presentation, but also on the richness of the interaction and collaboration that will emerge. Let us embrace this opportunity to build bridges, foster understanding, and work together towards a more harmonious and sustainable future. Finally, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the organizing committee, sponsors, and all those who have contributed to making this conference a reality. Your dedication and hard work are deeply appreciated. Thank you. May this conference be a catalyst for positive change and a source of inspiration for years to come. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us all. Shalom, Om Santi Santi, Om Namo Buddhaya, greetings of value. Thank you.
Al-Kalimatus Salisah yulqiha Mudirul Jami'ah Sunan Kalijaga Al-Islamiyah Al-Hukumiyah bi Yogyakarta wa yumathiluha fi hadzal halah Naibul Mudirul Jami'ah lisyu'uni al-akademiyah wa tatwiri muassasi wa nawaddu an natlubu min sa'adah Naibul Mudir al-Jami'ah li-iftitah hadzal mu'tamar rasmiyan ila sa'adah al-ustazah Dr. Istiningsih al-Majisir fayatafaddal ilaiha mashkuran.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam and salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah. La haula wa la quwata illa billah. Rabbi srohli sadri wa yassirli amri wa lulung dada milisani yafqahu qawli. The Excellency Professor Kim Jong-bok, Ph.D. from Korea National University of Education. Dr. Clary Alkouatli from University of South Australia. Yeah. And Professor Atrim Kjamilji, Ph.D. from Istanbul Kjamilji University. Okay. The one to be proud of, Dean Faculty of Tarbiyah, UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta, Professor Sigit Purnama. And right now, Professor Sigit Purnama still on the way back to Yogyakarta because of such like traffic jam. So sorry, maybe he will arrive in Yogyakarta about 10 or maybe 11, yeah, in the half day. All conference participants, lecturers, students, academics, and all attendees. Oh, Vice Rector for facility, Profesor Kandidat Bapak Muhammad Sadiq. Would you like to give applause to Bapak Muhammad Sadiq, Profesor Kandidat, and Chairman for Facility, Bapak Dr. Ali Sadiq. Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, Bapak Dr. Andi Prastawa, and Vice Dean for Facility, Bapak Dr. Ibrahim, and Vice Dean for Cooperations and Students, Dr. Winarti. But right now she is in Semarang for such like training. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the conference organized by Tarbiyah Faculties UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta. I stand up here representing the Chancellor, Professor Noorhaidi, Ph.D. He sent greetings to all the participants, especially to speakers, and apologizes for not being able to attend due to other assignments. He was invited by the Japanese government, Kyoto University, for signing the extension of Memorandum of Understanding, of course, for cooperation. And we know that UIN Sunan Kalijaga Yogyakarta right now has the great motivation to globalize this university. And we inform you that right now, this university is still doing the planning for extend the new campus. So about 30 minutes from this campus, and there will be 10 new faculties. And the width of the area, the land is 74 hectares. Yeah. And there will be a hospital, and the big hospital size. Okay. We highly appreciate the organizing committee of this conference, which has been creative in carrying out its duties. His creativity is characterized by the formulation of the conference topics. The topic is Harmonizing Horizons, navigating the convergence of religions, science, and education for a sustainable future. Interconnections, general sciences, religious science, education, and sustainability is important to be discussed for several reasons, as it addresses complex and multifaceted global challenges from an interdisciplinary perspective. And when we are talking about the religion is clearly the main task of this university, UIN, State Islamic University. So I think it is the main task for this university, the religion is. I think the topic today about religion science, general sciences, harmonizing both, integrated both, and sustainability. It is a crucial dialogue for the 21st century. By exploring the interplay of these domains, we can foster solutions that are not only effective, but also equitable and meaningful. This discourse is essential for shaping a future that respects both human and environmental well-being, rooted in knowledge, ethics, and shared responsibility. Okay, about religious science, general science, and sustainability, let me show slides as follows. Ya, tolong Mas, slide saya Mas. Sudah? Oke. Oke. This model, designed by Johar 2014, and then modified by Professor Amin Abdullah, Sutresno, and Istiningsih 2016. There are interconnection and integrations. Interconnection here between religious science and general sciences. For interconnection, religious science and general sciences, religious science failing scientific character. Cuma 2 slide kok. Walah. Sebetulnya sana itu ada. And general science too, religious science strengthen understanding of the truth of religious science. It is for interconnection. And for integration, general sciences and religious science have the same position as object study. As object studies. To study general sciences and religious science, the same, namely, using the brains, using the heart, and using the physics, in this case, for behavior. And we know that brains, heart, physics, it is the instrument, human being instrument, that it is given by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Both general science and religious science, the source is the verses of Allah, ayat-ayat Allah. And the verses of Allah, it is Allah commands to do Iqra. To do Iqra, reading. By reading it, it will obtain Allah blessing, His blessings. Ya, ridho Allah, akan memperoleh ridho Allah. It's by Johar 2014. Okay. Yeah, so I try to illustrate about general sciences, religious science, education and sustainability as the topic for this conference. So there are 4 variables here. The black one, general sciences, religious science, education and sustainable development. From 4 variables, there are so inside 4 variables, there are human resources development, global challenges, moral values, sustainability of innovation, ethics, ethic-based social, green technology, global awareness, environmental sustainability, environmental ethics, integrated curriculum, and the interdisciplinary research. Okay. I think it's better for me to highlight this component of 4 variables. Religious science provides a basis of moral and ethical science. General sciences produce innovations that are relevant to global challenges but require ethical and value guidance. For education, education as a central link, act as the primary connector, integrating general sciences and religious science to develop global awareness of sustainability issues, create a sustainable development framework by promoting a holistic learning and ethical innovation. For the sustainability, I think it is the last, environmental sustainability supported by green technology, stemming from general sciences and environmental ethics guided by religious science, represent efforts to preserve the planet by combining technological advancement with ethical considerations. For social sustainability derived from moral values. In religious sciences and education's role in fostering social awareness and responsibility highlights the balance between equity, justice, and societal well-being. Okay, and it is as the goal of sustainable development, SDGs, achieved through collaboration between education, moral guidance from religious science, and innovative solutions from general sciences. Okay, thank you. I try to highlight the variable for general sciences, religious science, and sustainability and SDGs. Okay. Well, this is just a brief explanation. And my slide as a trigger for the conference that will be discussed in detail by Professor Kim, by Professor Atrim, as well as by Professor Kjamilji. So we say deep thanks to all the speakers. Last, good luck to you all the participants. Hopefully, this conference give blessing to all of us. Good luck to join this conference. In the end, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Rector UIN Sunan Kalijaga Yogyakarta and Honorable Vice Rector UIN Sunan Kalijaga Yogyakarta, Honorable our Dean or Vice Dean, Faculty of Education UIN Sunan Kalijaga Yogyakarta, and also ladies and gentlemen in here, thank you so much for coming and joining the conference. How are you today? Hands fine, yeah. Yeah, maybe you can show off your hand. Do you know about Professor Kim before? Yeah. Yes? Or do you know about the Associate Professor Atrim before? Yeah, Atrim. Okay, thank you. So many audience of us knowing you both, yeah. And also in the online we have also Claire, Dr. Claire, but maybe we will see in the online. For the moment, I will be a moderator of this conference, international conference. It is my great honor as your moderator. Yeah. I also welcome you all my participants and all of committee also in here. to the for International Conference in Religion, Science and Education 2024 with the theme Harmonizing Horizon, Navigating the Convergence of Religion, Science and Education for Sustainable Future. Yeah, this is maybe a greatest awareness today of the links and interdependence of the three topics: science, religions, digitalization, and also science, religion, and digitalization. So that's why I will invite. We have three excellent speakers. Yeah. I will read the CV. I already print. But the first is Professor Kim Jung Bok. Is it right? Am I spelling? If maybe forgive me. Jung. Kim Jung Bok. Because in Germany, J we can spelling Ye. Jung. Kim Jung Bok. Professor Jung. Yeah, from Professor Jung, okay? It's okay. Oh, Professor Kim. Okay. Yeah, Professor Jung from the Korean National University of Education. Yeah. I read in here his research field is about atomic physics and physics educations. So, and also I read so many peer reviewer publication, especially for physics and also physics education. Maybe almost of them is physics. Is it? Yeah. Almost of them is physics. But it is fine because I already talked to you about electron. Yeah, electron. Yeah. Thank you, Professor Kim. And then we have also in here Associate Professor Atrim, maybe you forgive me when I maybe spelling Kjamilji. Kjamilji, yeah, because KGA is spelling is different in Turkish, right? Kjamilji, yeah, Atrim Kjamilji. I hope it is right. Yeah, yeah. His research focus is about applied cryptography, machine learning, artificial intelligence, networking, security, and this is really important for now for artificial intelligence. And also he graduate from the School of Engineering, Natural Science, and his work in Istanbul Commerce University about computer network security. Is right? Yeah. Our third speaker is Claire. I hope she already in the Zoom meeting. Claire Alkouatli. Halo, assalamualaikum. Hello, Claire. Yeah, from Saudi Arabia. Oh, from Qatar. Yeah, you are still mute. Yeah, from Claire. She is from Prince Sultan University, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and also she has lecturer in the University of South Australia, Adelaide. Also, until now, she is a learning innovation developer in University of Toronto, Canada. And also she has so many research. Hello. Yeah. Her area of expertise is about human development, education psychology, learning science, Islamic traditions, and also about the pedagogy, qualitative research method, teaching, teacher education, and curriculum design also. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, thank you. Maybe
I can.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum, everybody.
Waalaikumsalam. Yeah, maybe we have to directly jump to Professor Jung to give I give you around 20 until 30 minutes to deliver your speech. Is okay? Yeah, maybe time is yours. I will give you time. Yeah, you have a presentation and you can maybe stand up or just walking. I'm in here. Yeah, always in here, bro. Okay, that's.
First of all, thank you for having me, and I am really honored to be invited as a speaker. I really enjoyed, the Indonesian life. I just spent like 1 week, but I visited many famous places and I met many peoples, Indonesian people. We found, Indonesian people are so polite, so kind, yeah, so, very, we feel my heart is jumping, my temperature of body is increased because you treat me very, welcoming. Yeah. So I heard this morning from the vice directors. That is why you decided you have this kind of title. But okay, thank you. Unfortunately, by the way, I am from the South Korea. I was born in 1960, June 25th. June 25th is very important day in Korea because 10 years ago, before I was born, Korean War started. So after 3 years later, Korean War was over, and then, this Korea, the situation was kind of nothing. There is nothing to eat, nothing to live. It's very poor country. But as you know, nowadays in Korea, something like world level, developed country. So if you see me, you can feel, from the poor country to the well-developed country. So you can feel. So I think I can tell you from my life and my background. So what I get. So maybe I changed a little bit the title. My title is about the professional development of science teachers and sharing my class. Okay, I would like to especially thanks to the Arifa. This is Korean SNS web app, so-called Kakao. She shows us the KNUE, the library building there. So I noticed she really likes KNUE. And anyway, she invited me, so I really liked to come here. She studied at my university, KNUE. Okay, I already we noticed, we heard this information, so I don't need to repeat. This is actually my research field. The first one is the PER, Physics Education Research. And the other three fields are all pure science. Okay. Before I moved to the KNUE, I was just a pure scientist, pure science. So maybe after moving to the KNUE, this KNUE just teach teachers. So we teach 3 service teachers, preparing the teachers, and in-service teachers. We have a graduate course, so the master degree and doctoral course too. Anyway, after moving to KNUE, I have to learn the education. So this conference covered, the pure science and religious science and education. But unfortunately, I cannot cover the religion science, so apologize, please. Yeah. So anyway, I have done the pure science and education. So at least I can cover the two keywords. Anyway, let me go to the. Okay, here is the. I will give you about this the subject. Professional development. This is for the graduate course, and peer instruction and tutorial. This is for the undergraduate courses. I would like to share my, the classes. This is the process to become a teacher in Korea. First, obtain a bachelor degree in education, like you, and second, pass the teacher certification exam. This exam is administered by the Ministry of Education and covers subjects like education theory, pedagogy, and subject-specific knowledge. The competition rate is about 10-1. So even though you graduate undergraduate courses, you cannot be the teacher. That is very difficult to get a chance position in service teacher. And if you pass the national exam, you will take the teacher training, okay, and then you will get a position to teach. So this is the process. But here is the one story. You may read the English version. There is one teacher, new teacher, fresh teacher. He confessed, I cannot actually advise his student in high school for the Korean student science fair. So a student has to develop kind of open inquiry question, science. Okay. So even though after he became an in-service teacher, he doesn't know how to do the research with students. That's why we need to professional development for in-service teachers. There are many, especially in, please go, okay. There are many reasons for professional development for teaching experiment. In science, we are talking about pure science and education, right? So in Korea, science teachers lack of ability to understand inquiry and performing experiments. And they have difficulty in maintaining proficiency in experiment. And science experiments do not go well in middle and high school classes. So if this experiment is not going well, then they don't know how to fix it. So that's why we need to develop the professional development. And also student awareness of experiment is very limited. I think these things are happening around the world, even in Indonesia too, I believe, because the education is almost the same. Anyway, what is the professional development? The professional development is skill to improve classroom practice, stay current with the latest teaching methodology, and ultimately improve student outcomes. So you can do professional development through like this conference, right? This is an informal kind of a professional development program. So this is very welcoming for you. You are going. Many of them are going to be a future teacher, in-service teacher, right? So that's good. Okay, here is in Korea official professional development program for science teachers. there are basic training for 3 weeks after passing a teacher recruitment exam, right? That's very tough, the competition, anyway, then wait for dispatches. And normally after 5 years service, teachers take training to receive a first class certificate for 2 weeks. That's all, only 2 weeks. That's another kind of professional development. In principle, they have no have to do anything until retirement. So that's all. So you can retire without anything, without further professional development. Okay, so easy to keep to your position. That's not a good, right? So, but in my university, KNUE, we have a very special program. The dispatching to study for master degree for 2 years, full salary for current teachers. So they come, if you pass this entrance exam, you will have a chance to study for 2 years for master degree. They get a full salary, even though they don't teach it. Okay, full-time student. This is a very world level, world class, I believe, the program. You should develop in Indonesia too. I believe so. After graduation, serve for specified period for time at the agency in district educational government. Okay, so this is a really good program. So you may input this kind of program. For example, in my physics department of physics education, there are 7 professors. Okay, let me tell you what they are doing. 2 professors for pedagogy, 2 professors for solid-state physics experiment, 1 for optics. I'm teaching optics, and 1 for the theoretical physics, and 1 for statistical physics. And there are 20 undergraduate students per year, so total 80 students for undergraduate student. About 10 graduate full-time students for master degree. That is the from the special program. And about 30 graduate part-time students who takes courses when schools are break in summer and winter. So this is another program, okay? Department in the 3rd college of KNUE. So my department belongs to this 3rd college. So there are maybe 8, 9 the different departments. So these are about science and technology and engineering. And there are many departments, and you can do that. Education and early childhood and Korean language, German language, French, Chinese, ethics. We heard the ethics is very important, right? So you can study ethics education. So make a dream today, so you can come to my university to study, continue, right? Okay, there are you can Google my university, so you can find out your field. Okay, let me summarize my course for publishing papers in S.Ag journal. So I operate one course from the after finishing this course, 3 credits. You can publish a paper, international paper, which is S.Ag journal. S.Ag is a high-level, class journal. Anyway, the course name is Development of Experiment for Physics Education. Credit 3 hours per week, total 45 hours in 15 weeks. Is it possible? You don't believe so, right? But I will show you how it operates. Okay, so for this course, we are doing understanding scientific inquiry, finding problems, conducting experiment, analyzing experimental data, and writing a paper or a scientific report. Okay, if you Google under my name is Jung, space BOG, space Kim, and then Googling, then you can find out how many papers I published with in-service teachers. That's important. I am talking about, I was not alone. I mean, I was able to publish with in-service teachers who are studying for master degree. Anyway, this is a kind of interesting subject, but I don't have time, so I will skip. Why I am doing this, I don't want to explain. Anyway, this is kind of the result of Googling. In TPT, Physics Teachers, that's a journal name. You may find out the more than 10 papers within 5 years with in-service teachers. This is really important to them. So here is the one letter from the editor. So I am pleased to inform you that I have decided to accept your submission. So this is a really exciting letter. So if you are the authors, in-service teachers, how do you say when you get this letter? They shout out, awesome! My paper is accepted for publishing. This kind of experience is really important for professional development. This is the way to how the teachers preparing. Okay, so this kind of for this kind of course we need this components, elements, creating an environment where research can be conducted and continued. Second, it is the formation of team. So you need to make a team, group, and receiving guidance from experts like me, professor. You need actually expert. Teachers cannot do by themselves because they have no experience to publish paper. So you need a guide. Find the research topics closely relate to the elementary and middle or high school curriculum. This is very important. So when you experience this subject, so you have experience, so you can develop with your student, even elementary or middle school, high school student, you can develop to publish paper in international journal. You can do that. Research support programs are utilized to provide momentum to continue research. And writing a paper is very important. Okay, this is the responses from the teachers, who they are taking these courses, self-directed development of physics experiment, science experiment, whatever. The subject is not important. And second, experience of completion, developing physics experiment and writing papers and submitting them to academic journals. Experience how to make experiment with students and ability to explore, passion for study. So they have a passion. I can do the study. I can develop the experiment with your student. And the professionalism as a science teacher. Okay, and let me move to my second subject, sharing my class, which is PI instruction. Okay, let me read this slide. When you ask teachers or professors when they learned practical knowledge, the most common answer you get is that it was while teaching student as a teacher or professor. Actually, you agree? Yeah, they agree. How many time I have? 10 minutes. That's enough. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so why don't you, as a teacher or a professor, let them have chance to teaching? This is the best way to learn. Okay? Why don't you give the chance to teach each other? That's actually the principle of PI, peer instruction. Peer instruction is a kind of friendly expression. Okay. Here is the left-hand side is 2,000 years ago classroom. Right hand side is this classroom. What's the difference? Well covered by the snow, from the snow and the rain and and the good temperature to study. Actually, this is really good to sleep. Here is the one student there. He is sleeping. Yeah. So everything is the same. No change at all. Okay. So how much effective in your teaching way? Let's think about that. Let's reflect. Okay. Here is the definition of lecture. Lecture has often been described as the process of taking the information contained in the teacher's note and transferring them into student notes without the information passing through the brains of either. We heard this comment from the vice director, right? Brain, use the brain. So you can find a connection between pure science and religious science. She was talking about that. So we have to use that brain, right? So that's why this is not a good way. You know that, right? Because teacher's notes transfer to the student notes. And then what? Student has to memorize. And then take a midterm exam and then forget about everything. Blank. Yeah. So that's the way. So this is all long time happened to me. Okay, this is actually the science, model 1. This is a typical way teaching by telling. Okay, so think hard, figure it out subject, and then tell student how to understand it, and give problem to solve. Yeah? This midterm or final term. If pass, then okay, you are doing well. If fail, then you say a student raised or poorly prepared. This is what that's trash can. So you can see how the student shapes are. It's like this. I failed this exam. Anyway, and then what happened? Teacher threw away failed student, and then tell again louder. This is the way. You don't know this? Okay, that's the way. But in graduate course, you can notice, actually many professors notice this one. 17 years of science in classes, success. 17 years, 6 elementary schools, 3 middle school, 3 high school, 4 university, undergraduate course. So altogether 17 years. Even though you success during that period, and then come to the graduate the research field, then you don't know how to solve it. But it is very important. After 2 or 4 years later, through the graduate courses, he or she become an expert. What happened during these graduate courses? Normally, they were the caterpillars, for 17 years, and then after 2 or 4 years during graduate course, they become a butterfly. They can fly in anyway. So this is the we call model 2, approach teaching as a science. This is exactly what the vice director want to we want to have. So this is the second method. Okay, this is just like science. Okay, so we have to consider human has a very limited, working memory. So we have to know that. So we can use this if you have one job in brain, it can reach to the target easily, goal. But if you have several work job in one time in your brain, because you have a very limited working memory, so you can go in this way, so you cannot reach to the goal because of too many subjects you have. You have to deal with many different kind of, oh, I have to think about this, I have to think, so you cannot reach to there. If you have more than many values, okay, how many works you have? So many. Then what do? Students are doing, oh, give up. I will not go there, so give up. Okay. This is the, because human being has a very limited working memory, so we have to consider this, the fact. Okay, so actually, peer instruction was developed by Professor Eric Maju, who is at the Harvard University. So I translate this book into Korean version, Korean language, and okay, this is how to operate a PI, lecture, concept test, correctness, this way. So I don't have time to explain in detail. So here is the some steps for PI. Yesterday, on Monday, I put this method, PI method. Where is? Let me help you. Please help me. Okay. The Indonesian here, some students attended this. Yeah, they enjoyed it very much, really. And okay, so even though I have not so much time, let's try PI. Okay, so you can feel it. What the PI is? Okay. Summary expansion is difficult in physics. If the long railway gets hot, what happens? It's bending, right? It's because of the why? Temporal growth. Okay, so people are making spacing between the railway. So even the gets higher and make it larger, longer, then you have the space there. So safe. Don't worry. Okay. So this is the theory in physics or science. At the low temperature, all particles are close, right? Close. Distance among the particles are close. If you increase the temperature, then what happens? The distance between all particles separate far away. Okay. So you should remember. This is actually science. So we know this one. Okay. So this is the concept test. Okay, you have the circular hole was drilled in the metal plate. If you hit the metal plate uniformly and raise the temperature, what is the size of the hole compared to the original size? So it will be bigger, same, smaller, I don't know. So think about, you need to solve, right? Don't discuss with your colleague, friend, neighbor, okay? Don't discuss. Just thinking. Use the brain, okay? Thinking. This is a really key point. Using the brain, okay? You decide your choice, okay? Show me your fingers, which is corresponding to your choice, okay? 1, 2, 3. Show me your fingers. Okay, show your choice to your neighbors. And then find different number of fingers, which means different choice. Okay, and then teach why I choose this number. Okay, I will give you 1 minute. Please find a different choice. And then explain, teaching. This is instruction. Okay, go ahead. I will give you 1 minute. Okay, go ahead. It was very noisy, but today why it's very calm. Okay, go ahead. Please go ahead. Just explain why I choose this number to your neighbor who has a different choice. This is very important. Different choice means different reasoning. So this is very important. Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead. Please lecture some. Show your. Okay, 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, I have no time, so let me stop. Okay, the answer is bigger, right? So this is the application to real problem in your life. If two glasses are stuck, then how do you solve this problem? So you can put the ice inside the cup. You can put the outside cup with the hot water. Then the outside cup will get bigger, so you can pull out the inside cup. This is the relate to the science to the real life. So I did actually. I'm doing the using this kind of approach to teach the science physics tutorial. Also, I translated into Korean version from English. So this one is I will go really fast. We teach the pinhole camera after teaching the light passing, going fast, straight line. Straight line is very important. So I teach to student light source is point light source generate all directions, and it goes to straight line. And then line source, the line is composed of the point source, continuously point source. So same as point light source. And we have the larger the source, like my face. You can see my face, right? So from this point, you have the light from this point, all directions. So you can see my face. Also sun even. So tutorial is just step by step. As I said, one work in brain from one work. So this is a very simple question. Point light source with the triangle hole. Then what happened on the screen? What's the answer? Answer is number 1. I don't have time. So this is the So and if you use the smaller one, and if you use the 2-point light source, then what do you get? And if you use the line source, and you get this result, and you have this we call the gear in Korean. Anyway, this kind of, then what do you get? It is the most difficult part. You get number 2. I am going very fast. Okay. Here is my conclusion. To be a professional as a science teacher through self-directed and systematic experiences in the process of developing physics experiment and gaining confidence. This is a kind of one example how to develop professional to preparing the teachers. And second, let's make a student happy while learning through PI and tutorials. Terima kasih.
Clear? Can you hear me?
Yes,
or
can
some-
you
Yeah. Okay.
can you see me now? Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Perfect. It is
Okay.
your time.
So I'll give you a tiny bit about my background, and then I'll jump into my slides. So I am a teacher
Recording in
educator.
progress.
My background is human development, and I'm currently I lecture at the University of South Australia. I teach a course on Islamic pedagogy, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about some things that we can think about as adults in the lives of children. So whether we are teachers, or whether we are parents, or whether we are mentors of any kind, the theme of my discussion with you is that we teach who we are. And so who are we then as educators? I think that in a dawning age of artificial intelligence, our role as educators and as adult mentors in the lives of young people is going to be increasingly important. And so I want to share with you the fact that teaching, like any truly human activity, hold on, I just want to fix the, okay, that's better. Okay, so you can see my screen, right? Okay, so teaching, like any truly human activity, emerges from one's inwardness, for better or for worse. As I teach, I project the condition of my soul onto my students, my subject, and our way of being together. Viewed from this angle, teaching holds a mirror to the soul. So this is from Parker Palmer, 2008, but I love this idea that no matter what we're teaching or how we're teaching, we are really teaching from our inner self. So I want us to keep that in mind as we ask this question: which weighs heavier on a child's developmental scale, a good curriculum or a good educator? So I want to just have you think about the fact that a good educator, it doesn't matter what they're teaching. They can be transformative. They can transform the child. Whereas a good curriculum in the hands of an inept educator is not going to do the child any good. It's a bit like a professor was talking about previously, that the teacher's notes go to the learner's notes and nothing else happens, right? So this is that idea of a good educator is heavier than a good curriculum. So what an educator offers to young people, I want to explore in 4 brief points. We offer final forms of human development. I'm going to go through all of these with you specifically as you think about yourself as an educator. We offer children a model of analytic integration. So on the theme of the conference, we need to model with children how they can integrate vastly different ideas within their own selves. I'm going to explore love as a developmental catalyst, and then I want to explore something deeper that an educator offers. So those are the 4 things. So the first point is that we are final forms of human development for the young people around us. And why is that so? I'm drawing from Vygotsky, the Russian developmental psychologist. He lived in the 1930s, mega theorist. You guys probably know him. But this is one particular thing I love about his theory, is that he pointed out that a unique characteristic of child development is that the ideal and final forms of development are present in the environment from the very beginning, okay? So this is a unique characteristic of child development, although I did want to mention that for those of you who are thinking about publishing in journals, we also have the final form readily available. One great way of perfecting your writing for publication is to go and look at these amazing articles that are already published, and they're in our environment if we go find them. Okay, so with a child though, the child is interacting with the final form of the human being as an adult educator from the very beginning of their life. So what are ideal forms of child development, or who? So we need to think about this, like what kind of final forms are in the child's environment, and who are we as adult educators? What kind of final forms are we presenting for children to engage with? So an example of this is where a baby speaks in babbles, baby language, ba 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 ba. The adult answers back in the final form of the language, right? So through this engagement, the child learns language. And in this way, the final forms exert influence from the very beginning. So for us as educators, whether you're in an Islamic school or not, what are the Islamic, what does it mean for us in terms of Islamic holistic learning and development? Like, what are the final forms that we want to be presenting to children to engage with? Does that mean our Islamic character? does that mean? The integration of our spirituality with the science knowledge that we're engaging with, and how we can integrate those things. So we want to be asking ourselves those. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, can you hear me? I'm so sorry. You might think that the internet is good in Saudi Arabia, but
Yeah, maybe the internet. Okay, you can continue.
yeah, it keeps dropping. Okay. So I was sharing my slides, and we were talking about the educator as modeling holistic human development. So I have a little diagram I want to share with you. Okay. So here we have the educator is modeling holistic human development. And these include the elements, the various different elements that we recognize as ourselves, which actually transcend Western perspectives on the human being. So if we think to ourselves how we are modeling ideal forms of adult development, what aspects of ourselves are we developing? And how are we presenting them to young people, and how are young people engaging with them? Okay, this is the first point. The educator's character is the most important final form in a learner's life. Okay, no pressure, guys, but this is it. Okay, so the second thing that we can offer young people is that we as educators, we are a model of analytic integration. And we have to be in this world, because it's changing so fast across cultures. We're not just integrating religion and science, we're integrating whole different worldviews from different, we have the online world, we have the world of our daily life, we have the academic world. Okay, so these are all, they require conceptual integrations. So in a global technological world, we live, learn, teach, and research in Muslim minority and Muslim majority contexts. We are myriad expressions of the East and the West, the spiritual and the secular. That was a quote from a paper that I wrote with some colleagues that's in progress right now. So in terms of this integration, the question here we're asking is, how can we make integration pedagogically useful with the young people we're working with? So my suggestion is that we illustrate our own integrations as analytic inspirations in order to sift the good from the bad. So this is increasingly important today, is that not every single thing that we come across in our explorations, our life experience or our studying, not all of them are going to fit for our cultural context or our particular classroom. So how do we sift the good from the bad? I think about this as helping children see. So we engage young people in processes of seeing, right? And how we do that is we start to show them how we see, how we can see what's beneficial, how we can see what's not beneficial, how we can see what's a really good use of our time, and how we can help them see what's a really bad use of our time, okay? So I'm talking in concrete terms here because we're facing a crisis of that is related to technology and translates to social media with children. So we want them, if we don't want them to spend 7 hours a day scrolling, okay, we have to help them see why this is not a good idea. And then the next step is we have to help them actually discipline themselves to keeping things in their place, right? So as Muslims, we have a whole picture of where things fit in their place. And we need to teach the right priorities. And the way that we do that is to help children see the reasons behind things. So it's not an easy job anymore, you know, where we have to sift through things. So this is a quote from a scholar who is an American scholar currently in Qatar, Lombard. So he said, okay, sorry, I need to just get my screen. I can't see any boxes when I'm, okay. So, refined thinking allows one to discern between truth and falsehood, no matter whose tongue or pen articulates it. So this is, no matter where truth or falsehood comes from, we need to be able to discern between the two. And this is a quote from Sayyidina Ali, Abi Talib. Do not know truth through people, know truth, and then you will know its people. I thought that was such a beautiful thing. So we search for our truth first. And Imam al-Ghazali also said, learn to sift truth from falsehood. Like a money changer who doesn't reject everything a counterfeiter brings outright, instead uses the knowledge of true currency and false currency to sort the good from the bad and to make use of the good. Okay. So what this looks like is that if you think about analytic integration, you start with knowing the truth. And I'm talking about, this is advice to myself as it is advice to you, as it is advice to the children, right, in our care. We're going to be teaching this. How do they search for the truth? Okay? We see self-complexity. We see complexity everywhere because we live in a complex world. We explore this with learners, this complexity. We help them sift the good from the bad through love and reason, emotion and cognition. So the take-home message here is that explore with learners that we are integrations of multiple worlds within our own selves. Okay, that's the second point. The third point is love as a developmental catalyst. So I really want, you know, if you're learning to be a teacher and you're just starting out, or if you've been teaching for many years, you still may find teaching can be very daunting. But we have one superpower. Actually, we have many superpowers, but one of them is love. And when I say love, I mean, have you ever had a teacher who loved their subject so much that that love transferred to you? Okay? Or have you ever loved an adult or teacher so much that you were willing to take whatever they were going to teach you? Okay, so this is what I mean when I talk about love as a catalyst. This is also from Vygotsky. So Vygotsky said, affect, meaning affection and emotion, is the alpha and the omega, the first and the last link, the prologue and the epilogue of all mental development. I really love this quote because, you know, for so long in the Western world, we've privileged the cognitive, the mental over the emotional, And so what he's saying here is that love is a pathway to mental development. We need love in our teaching. And so Yuri Bronfenbrenner, another mega theorist in human development, said children need at least one person who is absolutely crazy about them. So that one person could be your own child, but it could also be your niece, your nephew, somebody in your community. It could be a child you're teaching. And that kind of emotional backdrop for the child can be incredibly important in their development. Other research has suggested that children did better at school when they had a good relationship with at least one adult. Other research suggested one friend, right? So children can really stand up to bullying much better when they know they have one good friend that they can go to and spend time with, right? Somebody who sees them. Okay. So here, if we have love as a catalyst, what are the components of thinking about this? Is that we need to love what we do. And I say this to my own children, I say it to my students, is that what we spend the minutes of our life doing, we must love it. Because that's how we're going to be able to do it in a way that is at the level of what is expected of us, right? Allah created us all with gifts. So one way we can recognize those gifts is that we love doing them. Love learning, right? And if we don't love the type of learning that we're doing, then we need to search for other types of learning and other types of knowledge. Love our students, foster love between students, love Allah and have our children love Allah, and love and make visible all of Allah's names and attributes, and express that love as awe. So these are just some of my ideas about how I think that we can do it with the people around us, inshallah. Okay, and this was another of my professors from Canada who she said, love, loyalty, and consistency seem to matter more than methods of teaching. So I hope this acts as something that is hopeful for us, because we can, inshallah, all go find sources of love and teach through love. So the take-home message here is that we should be the source of love in the learning community. And we are, inshallah. Okay, so my fourth point is that I wanted to share, is there something deeper that educators can offer for young people? Okay, I'm talking about you and me, regular educators, whether we're teaching adults or teaching kids. I love this quote from two Islamic psychologists, and they said, the transfer of the heart happens on a spiritual level, taking someone as far as you have gone yourself. So what we're talking about here is there is a transfer of between people, and it happens on the level of the heart. The idea here is that to permit an emotional and experiential connection with God, one must spend time with one who has attained this level of proximity to God. So what this means is that your daily practices of spirituality, however you approach them, you want to take those as far as you can, because you can only take others with you as far as you have gone yourself and no further, right? So this is the ultimate, I mean, in a way, this chimes on a spiritual level with the first point, is that we really need to fully develop ourselves across all of our faculties and engage children at that farthest end. Professor Muhammad Abdullah from the University of South Australia, this is a quote from him. If the first objective of Islamic education is to know and worship Allah, the second objective is to refine oneself to that aim. So I guess you could say that this whole lecture has really been talking about how we see ourselves and how we can work on our own development as teachers. So if one does attain the cognizance of Allah, then by necessity, they must have undergone a process of the refinement of the soul, which takes me to the second objective of education from an Islamic perspective, and that is the refinement of the soul, the ruh, the self, the nafs, the realignment of this soul so that it is able to know its creator, Allah. And in this refinement of the soul, does not only include the nurturing of akhlaq as character, ethics, and morality, but rather it is holistic in nature. Refinement of the soul is to make human human again. Okay, so here, if we help learners develop by developing ourselves, we again go back to the original diagram of these are the aspects of ourself that we need to develop in ourselves in order to be the best educator we can be, inshallah. And so we cannot give what we do not have. So what do we have, and how can we enhance what we have? So this is the take-home message of the final point. How can we enhance what we have? So that's all I wanted to share with you. And I only have a couple of minutes before I have to get on a bus and go to work. So, or unless you want to do questions in another way, unless you want to email me questions, or I don't know what the organizers have in mind.
Hello, clear? Did you hear me? Okay. Are you finished or not yet? Maybe she okay. She want to rush to to go somewhere maybe. We can continue for the next speaker, and welcome to this conference, our deans. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully you are safe. Okay, maybe thank you, Claire, for your. Okay, can you hear? Maybe. Okay, thank you for.
I was on mute, but I can hear you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you have any questions, you can email me. Please feel free to reach out. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, give applause to the Claire. Yeah, maybe I'm not really sure. Do you have time to waiting us for question and answer? But if you don't have time, it's okay, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I really have to go to my work. I'm teaching, and I need to go to the bus and get on it.
Okay, thank you so much, Claire. Yeah, thank you again.
Okay.
So
Assalamu
bye-bye.
alaikum,
Maybe
everybody.
see you in the next time, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Inshallah,
Thank you.
inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we want to continue for the third speaker. I would like to ask Assistant Professor of Atrim, Kjamilji. Yeah, thank you. The time is yours.
So you can hear me? Thank you. Okay, so I am Atrim Kjamilji from the Faculty of Engineering at the Istanbul Commerce University, and my topic is going to be this one. It's a bit different from the others because on Monday I had a lecture about AI in education, And who attended the lecture on Monday? A few of you attended. That's why I didn't want to speak about it again. And I wanted to be more technical this time because everyone is talking about AI, education. I wanted to talk another topic, which is this one, because public key homomorphic cryptography for the post-quantum world and its applications. Why? Because after I gave the talk about artificial intelligence and its application in education, there were some ethical concerns which I talked about on Monday, and then I told that we can tackle some ethical issues if the data that we're using for our machine learning algorithms or our AI algorithms are encrypted, then we can solve some ethical problems. But the issue is, how do we encrypt the data? What kind of technology and techniques we are going to use? Well, this is the topic, the talk for today. And I want to give the motivation for this. Basically, this is my motivation, so 1 or 2 minutes about this. Have you been using ChatGPT in your life, for your assignments, to cheat in the exam? And yes, so they use ChatGPT. Okay. As I told, I expected ChatGPT or natural language processing applications like ChatGPT to be among us in like 30 or 40 years from now. But they came much more earlier than I expected, okay? And there's another issue, okay, that's why I'm mentioning this, because you're using ChatGPT, but do you make banking transactions? Do you buy online? Do you use your credit card to purchase items online or not? Most of you do. Or do you do some banking transactions? Do you take salaries or send money to someone else? Or do you surf the internet? You use the internet, okay? When you see on the internet, there is like HTTPS. And this S stands for security. Basically that the connection is secure. Also, stock exchange markets exchange data using some cryptography in secure manner, but there is a problem with this. The problem is quantum computers. Quantum computers can break all of the encryption or most of it that we are using. And this is problematic because if the quantum computers can break our encryption techniques, then there will not be banking transactions, you're not going to do some shopping online because someone can take your credit card number if you send it without encryption, or if you encrypt it and if it can be broken, then you're not going to use it. So that's why I wanted to emphasize on this public key homomorphic encryption and what it is, because I was told also that from other departments, especially informatics, are going to be here and they're interested in this topic. That's why I wanted to be more technical and do something different, because as I told you, I already talked about applications of AI in education on my Monday lecture, so I didn't want to repeat myself. Okay, so what is the hype about? Now, students on Monday asked me, should we deal with AI? Should we learn AI? I told them, yes, of course. All departments, chemistry, mathematics, education, biology, informatics, of course, they all should learn about AI and apply them in education or research or whatever. However, if you want to be on top, if you want to be the best in AI, if you say, I'm going to study now AI and then try to catch, what is the state of the art of the AI, it's going to be problematic. Why? Because when you are a surfer, surfer, when the waves run away from you, you don't go after the wave, okay? You stay by and wait for the other wave and then go with the wave, okay? So I strongly expect that the next wave in hype is going to be quantum computers. Maybe you've heard about it. Those quantum computers are very fast, so fast that if a certain encryption technique is going to be broken in 1 million or 2 million years or hundreds of thousands of years using classical computers like your laptop or even graphic cards or GPUs, quantum computers are going to break the same cryptographic techniques in few milliseconds. So they're very fast. Let's see what they are about and why do we need them. So I'm going just to outline my talk. First I'm going to talk about Is it work? It's work. I don't know why the laser is not working. Maybe because this is white. Too bright. Okay, okay. So I'm just going to outline that this is my outline. So I'm going to talk about classic public key cryptography, and let's see why it's problematic. But those are some brief definitions which I'm not going to go through because we don't have time. For the sake of time, I just want to tell the following issue. That cryptographic techniques, so when you serve the internet securely, you use cryptography, which is encryption. You make the data look unintelligible, unreadable. And all of those cryptographic techniques are based on hard problems. One of them is this, factorization. Basically, this is what I'm saying. I'm giving you a number n, this one down. Maybe you cannot see, it's too bright, yes. And this is like 2,000, 4,000 bits. And I'm saying this number n is consisted of by multiplying two numbers p and q, which are prime. Please find those numbers. So I'm giving n, which is p multiplied by q, but I'm not giving p and q, and I'm saying to you, find p and q. Can you do it? It's hard. If I say 21, where 21 is equal to 7 multiplied by 3, it's easy. 21 is a small number. And 7 and 3 are prime numbers. If I multiply 7 and 3, I will get 21. So then you can factor it. But if I give a big number, you cannot do it. Even classical computers cannot do it. I mean, with computers, you cannot do it. That's why this is one of the cryptographic techniques that we have been using to do encryption. And if you have served the internet or have done some backing transactions, you are using this hard mathematical problem. Another mathematical problem is this one. So this is the factorization, and let's say discrete log. So basically, in discrete log, I'm giving the following. I'm giving g to the power of x mod n. I'm giving g. I'm giving n. Mod, by the way, is the remainder. And I'm saying, please find x. Find the logarithm. And it's hard to do. And we are talking about big numbers. So those hard mathematical problems are used used in encryption. And I want to go, so those are hard mathematical problems. Now let's see the encryption that we are using in our everyday life based on those mathematical problems. Well, we have two types of encryption, which is symmetric key and public key cryptography. So what is symmetric key? If I, and maybe, I don't know, Asih, want to communicate secretly with each other, well, we have a secret key, and I just encrypt my data. If I want to send hello or a secret message, I have an encryption key. I'm going to encrypt it. When I encrypt it, you see, when I send it on the internet, it's going to be unintelligible, unrecognizable, ununderstandable, and Professor Asih is going to get the message, and she has the decryption key, and she'll get the plain text hello, okay? But I want to send hello, I encrypt, and what I want to send it secretly, I encrypt it, and Professor Asih is going to decrypt it, and send to Asih. After encrypting it, Professor Asih gets the message, decrypts it, and gets hello, okay? What's happening here is both me and Professor Asih have the same encryption key. Now, in the world, there are like 8 billion of people. If I want to secretly communicate with them, should I have 8 billion of secret keys? Well, no, because you cannot have 8 billion of secret keys for every human being, for Michael from New York and, I don't know, Lee from Korea. What I'm going to do then, there's another kind of cryptography which is called public key cryptography. Basically, this is how it works, and you use it very often, although you're not aware of it. In public key cryptography, I have a public key and a secret key. The public key is known to the whole world, and I'm saying, my name is Atrim, this is my public key. Please, if you want to talk to me in secret way, in private way, then use this public key to encrypt it. And you have to use the message. So you use the public key to encrypt the message, send the message to me, and I have a private key, which I don't share with anyone, to decrypt the message and get the final message. So basically, as you can see here, the green key is the public key. So a sender is going to send hello to me, and it's going to use my public key, the green key, to get the message to me. And the red key is the secret key, and I'm going to use the secret key to decrypt the message. So this is how public key cryptography works. Now, if you want to break them, okay, so there's another issue here. I'm sorry. Homomorphic encryption. Homomorphic encryption is a way of encrypting data where you can process the data while they are encrypted. We're going to talk about it in details. So let's see a certain public key crypto system. One of them is RSA. Has someone heard about RSA? No? But you use it. Trust me. If you want to check your connection, whether it's secure, click your certificate of the Google or whatever website that you're surfing in, you'll see that it's secure and using RSA. So, how do I come up with an encryption scheme of RSA? I'm going to find two large numbers, P and Q, the ones that you saw, 2,000 bits. I'm going to multiply that, and then I'm going to find something which is called Euler's function, which is P minus 1 multiplied by Q minus 1. Then I'm going to find a random number, E, which is between 0 and phi of n. Then I'm going to find the multiplicative inverse of E, which is basically a number D, which when multiplied by E is going to give me 1 mod phi n. And this is my crypto system. The public key is E and N, the secret or private key is D, P, Q. So if you want to send me data, use this E and N. And I'm going to decrypt it by D, P, and Q. This is how it works. And how do I encrypt a message? If the message is X, then X to the power of E mod N is going to be Y. Y is the encrypted message. X is the plain text, the original message. And how am I going to decrypt it? Well, this is how you decrypt it. You just take something to the power of, so you see when I'm sending a message over here, E is my public key. So I'm using the public key to encrypt the message. But when I'm decrypting Y, which is a ciphertext, I'm going to use the private key to get the original message. And this, the private key. Okay, so far so good. Why does RSA work? It's shown over here. But there's an issue with RSA that I want to mention. This is the following one. Homomorphism in RSA. Basically, you see here, E encryption of X1. X1 is the message that I want to encrypt. Well, according to RSA, it's X1 to the power of E mod N. And if I have another X2 that I want to encrypt, well, it's X2 to the power of E mod N. If I multiply the encryption of X1 and X2, then I'm going to get X1 to the power of E multiplied by X2 to the power of E, which is basically X1 multiplied by X2 all to the power of E. And basically, if I decrypt this, I'm getting X1 multiplied by X2. Basically, that means that if I multiply two ciphertexts and then decrypt it, I'm going to get a plain text, which is the multiplication of original plain texts. Okay, this is called homomorphism. Why it's useful, we are going to see it. I'm not going to go with this El Gamal crypto system because we don't have time. I'm neither with this one. I think there is a problem over here because some of the slides were hidden, and here I'm showing all of the slides. I think when I sent the presentation, there were like 70 slides. I was expecting questions, but some of the slides were hidden, and the presentation is not showing them hidden. Maybe I can come over there and, I don't know, send again, or because those slides are, I have hidden those slides, and they're yet still showing. No, the same one. The same one. I sent it to Arif and Professor Lutfi. Yeah, and I'm not sure why those slides are hidden. Okay, I skipped them. Now let's continue with my second outline, which is post-quantum public key cryptography. Okay. Now let's see, the problem with all of those hard problems that I showed to you is that they can be broken by quantum computers, which is a bad thing, of course. I think there was a slide telling this. Okay, so this is the slide. So all of those, RSA and whatever, can be broken by quantum computers, which is bad news. But the good news is the quantum computers are super fast and we can use for computing. And it's, I mean, what classical computers can do in 100,000 years, 1 million years, quantum computers can do in a few seconds. But the bad side is that they can break the crypto system that we are using. So what we should do? We are not going to use the internet, we're not going to buy online, or what? Well, fortunately for us, there is something which is called post-quantum cryptography, and I'm going to give you a mathematical hard problem which even quantum computers cannot break. So it's shown in this slide over here. Let me show it to you. Even quantum computers cannot break it. Basically, first I'm going to generate A, which is a matrix M by N matrix, which is, and all those values of the matrix are integers, mod Q. Then I'm going to generate a secret, which is this one, which has the column, the blue one, the first blue one, which is column vector. And then I'm going to multiply A and S, and the first one, the second one, and I'm going to add some error, which is something small. And then I'm going to get a result. This is called learning with errors problem. And now, the hard problem that even quantum computers cannot solve is the following. Basically, this is it. If I'm generating something, A, which is shown here from ZQ to the power, M by N matrix, mod Q, and if I'm generating a secret, which is a column vector, and then I'm generating also an error, which is something small, like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. This is E, and then I multiply A and S and plus E, then I'm going to get B, and then so in the first world, you see, I'm doing some processing, so there's some operations. In the second world, it's not such case. And I'm saying to you, I'm giving to you this A and B, and please tell me, is this from world 1 or world 2? And even quantum computers cannot solve this problem. That's why we're going to use this to form crypto systems which are not brokeable by quantum computers. Okay. I'm going to skip it. I'm just going to something again. So homomorphic encryption will be explained better in this slide. Imagine I have 4 and 7. Maybe this is your credit card numbers, part of it. I want when I'm going to buy something, of course, I'm not going to send my credit card number on plane. I'm going to encrypt it. When I encrypt it, this is what happens. So when you see those signs, it's unintelligible. You cannot understand what's going on. But the issue is that if I add those two, I'm going to get something else which is not understandable. And if I decrypt this else, I'm going to get 11. And you see 4 plus 7 is 11. So this is quantum homomorphic encryption. Furthermore, not only addition, if I do something similar with multiplication, I'm encrypting 4 and 7. And then I multiply for the encryption of 4 and 7 and get something which is also understandable. And then I'm going to decrypt it. I'm getting 28. So basically, homomorphic encryption allows me to do some processing, some operations on the ciphertext, on encrypted data, without decrypting them. So while they are encrypted, I do some processing, like multiplication or addition. And this is a good thing, because I can use them to build some secure system. So we're going to see which one. Especially this one, ring LWE based, the next slide is this one. So ring LWE and somewhat homomorphic encryption schemes do the following. This is a slide that I showed on Monday. Sorry. Okay, so if I'm going to encrypt ciphertext AC, and you see I have from 1 to n elements in one ciphertext. Basically, in one ciphertext, I'm encrypting like n data. And in the second ciphertext, BC, I'm also encrypting n data. If I add AC and BC, it's like component index-wise, adding those elements, like 5 plus 2 is 7, 8 plus 1 is 9. But I'm doing one multiplication on the background as if I'm doing multiple multiplications. And this is called, for those from the informatics departments, single instruction, multiple data. So the one addition on the background, it looks like I'm doing multiple additions. I'm doing something similar can be done with multiplication. So if I multiply ciphertext AC and ciphertext BC, on the background, it looks like it's going to be translated on the background as if I'm multiplying index-wise or component-wise those values. So 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, 8 multiplied by 1 is 8, and so on. And furthermore, I can do some rotation. So why do we need them? Well, because we're going to build some crypto systems which we're going to use in our everyday life. And the issue is that, okay, so this should have been skipped, and I'm going to, so what's, oh, it's working still working. The laser is not working. I'm skipping a lot of slides because I'm not sure why they're not hidden over there. This presentation is the same, but they are. So I spared you from a lot of troublesome formulas. But I'm going to go to the applications. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. So you remember the one when I had a ciphertext, A1, A2, and if I want to find the sums of the integers, how do I do it? It's shown in this picture over here. If I want to find the sums, I just, the first row, I'm going to rotate it by 1. If the first row is rotated by 1, and then add the first and the second row, and you see here I'm getting maybe, I go closer, okay, A1 plus A2. Then in the next dot, A3 plus A4, and so on, after log D additions and rotations, I'm going to get in each of the D slots, and the first slot of each of the blocks of D slots, I'm going to get the sums from A1 to D. Basically, this is how I sum up integers which are encrypted inside of a ciphertext. Furthermore, this should be skipped, definitely, and it's hidden, but unfortunately, I have to go through slides. So again, I'm sparing you from a lot of pseudocodes and algorithms. So another issue that we can do is the following. Here I have secure comparison. How do I compare two integers? Well, it's shown over here. If I want, so what does secure comparison mean? I have one number, you have one number. I want to know which has a bigger number. This is called the millionaire's problem. Basically, you have two millionaires, and they want to show who is more richer, but without revealing their wealth. Well, and there are a lot of algorithms that have been developed in this sense, and one of them is this one. So in order to see which one is wealthier, we just multiply the first number with the second number, then we subtract the first number with the second number, then we multiply with a random number, and that's it. So I wish I could have access on laptop so I can write it so you can understand it better, but let me skip it and you're going to see something else. Okay, this is not what I wanted to show to you. So this is what I wanted to show to you. Applications of applied cryptography. Now, one of the applications is financial technology. Imagine some people try to avoid taxes. Okay, and you want to see whether a certain person has paid taxes for his income or not, but without revealing his data, by keeping their data private. And remember, homomorphic encryption, you can do additions and multiplications while on the data is encrypted. So let's see whether this guy has paid taxes or not. So the income of this guy is shown over here. So he's getting $2,500, $2,000, etc. And the tax should be like 20%. So I think he earned like $10,000 in this month, and he should pay like $2,000 as taxes. Let's see whether he actually did it. So this is the second table. What we are going to do, so this table, the first table is private. Only the user can see it. I mean, the owner of the bank can see it. Now, we want to see whether this guy paid his taxes. So what we are going to do? We are going to encrypt his data, like $2,500. We're encrypting them. And then what we are going to do, you remember homomorphic encryption? We said that while the data is encrypted, we can do some processing. And I'm going to sum up all of his income. And I summed it up, okay? So this is how much he earned. Now I want to see, and this income is basically, and I want to see the tax, so the taxes are 20% in this case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply 20% with the total income, and I'm going to get the value, which I still don't know what is that, because everything is encrypted. Now I want to see whether that value is the value that the person actually paid. So he earned $10,000, he should pay $2,000 as taxes. Now I want to see whether he actually paid it. Well, then I'm going to do secure comparison and see whether he paid it or not. Okay, so simply put, without revealing the privacy of the data, we can figure out using cryptography, which cannot be broken even by quantum computers, whether this guy paid his taxes or not. So what we are going to see, just without revealing his data, we're going to get an information that this guy paid or not the taxes. And we don't know how much money he earned, how much tax he paid, how much he didn't pay. We're going to have something like binary, 1 or 0. Did he pay the taxes or not? This is one application. The second application is the following: private genome analysis. Now, do you want to share your genes, your genome data with others? Yes, but if you share your genome data with others, maybe someone in your genome, based on your genome, I can know your fingerprints, and I can use them against you. I can use your maybe retina eye color or your eyes, and maybe I can use them to access somewhere where you access with your fingerprints or eyes. So if you share your genes and genomes, that's a bad thing, because the problem is that I know your fingerprints, or maybe I know your vulnerabilities as an organism, etc. So, but there's another issue. Some diseases can be predicted based on your genes. Okay? Now you want to see something like this. Whether, based on my genes, I'm going to get, is there a chance to get cancer or not? So what we are going to do is the following. I'm giving, you are going, but you want to see, so are you going to have a cancer or not, is based only on some portion of genes, not of all of your genes. So if you have all of your genes, which is like this, okay, so this is your genomic, all of your genes, and you see those adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine. You know, biology students know this, perhaps chemistry students as well. This is how our genes are constructed, and this is all of your genomics. Now what we are going to do, for encryption purposes, you remember when I said I'm going to encrypt integers, and in one ciphertext I'm encrypting multiple integers. I'm going to encrypt, like, 1 is going to be adenine, 2 is going to be cytosine, 3 guanine, and 4 thymine. So this is converted into this. This is your genes, all of your genes. Of course, there's much more there, but I'm just showing, let's say this is all of your, not your, of a certain organism. Now, if there is a probability based on your genes to have a certain disease, well, let's say that those genes over here, you see this is the second vector is 0, 0, 0, and 1, 1, 1, 1. Only a portion of genes determine whether you have a certain disease or not. So what we're going to do, the first, which is the first vector, which is all of your genes, is going to be multiplied with the second vector, which is only a portion of your genes, which determines a certain disease, and I'm going to multiply them, and what I'm going to get? I'm going to get this one, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3. So basically only the portion of the genes related to your disease. Now, I want to check, and it has been determined that if those portion of the genes has like this sequence, like in first position in 2 it's like cytosine, then 4 comes thymine, then 1 comes adenine. If he, in those genes, if he has this structure, then he can have cancer or she can have cancer. Okay? So then I'm proceeding. So this is with the part where I'm proceeding whether someone can have cancer or not. I'm doing now secure comparison, whether they are the same, those genes, or not. And if they are the same, I'm just going to give final result. Then you see the final result here is like, if everything is 0, that means you have disease. You're going to get disease. If there's only 1 or something which is not 0, you're safe. You're not going to have the disease. Simply put, with this technique, you can just encrypt your genomics and apply this technique, and finally you're going to get an answer, which is you can have this disease or not, without revealing anything. Everything is private. Now another application is to secure e-voting. So time will come where we're not going to go to cast our ballot on schools or wherever. We are going to use some applications to cast the ballot when there are elections for the president, parliament, or whatever. Now, this is how it works. We have candidates, let's say 3 candidates, and we have voters. On the columns we have the candidates, on the columns we have those 3 candidates, on the rows we have those voters. Now we want to design a system which, one, will prevent voters from cheating. What kind of cheating can a voter do? Well, you see the first voter is basically cheating because one voter is allowed to vote only once and only for one candidate. But you see, voter 1 is voting for each. Okay, he's voting for 2 candidates, candidate 1 and candidate 3. That's why, in the end, you have this column, valid ballot. His ballot is not going to be valid. Okay? And the issue you might ask, and the votes are encrypted. Okay? Because who is voting for whom should be kept secret. So when someone casts his ballot, he's going to encrypt that vote. But as I told you, there should be only 1 vote for 1 candidate. Now this guy, voter 1, voted for 2 candidates, for candidate 1 and candidate 3. So how are we going to find out that he cheated? Well, we are going to sum up those votes, and we are going to use homomorphic encryption, the ones that I told you before. And if the sum of all of the votes of the candidates is greater than 1, that means that the candidate cheated. In this case, it's 2, so candidate cheated, his vote is not valid. Now, voter 2, you see, cast for candidate 1, 0. For candidate 2, he gave 2 votes, but it's not allowed to do so. He should give only 1 vote for 1 candidate. That's why when we are going to sum up his votes, we are going to cancel this one, because the second voter, because he gave 2 votes to the candidate. But the issue is that we don't know for whom he voted. We just know that the vote is not valid. Okay? Now candidate 1, 2, and 3 voted correctly, and their votes are going to be accepted, because when we do the checking, all their sums are 1. Now who won the elections? Where? Again, we are going to use homomorphic encryption to sum up the votes of candidate 1, candidate 2, the valid votes, and candidate 3. And you see that candidate 1 got 2 votes, candidate 2 0 votes, candidate 3 1 vote. And we are going to use secure comparison, which is also done homomorphically, to find the winner. Basically, this e-voting system, which I expect something similar to be in the future, people vote, and we don't know for whom they vote, but we are sure that they voted correctly. What does correctly mean? They voted exactly for 1 candidate and 1 vote. And in the end, the system, after people voted correctly, by the way, if someone didn't vote correctly, his vote is cancelled. And in the end, we are going to get a result saying that this candidate won, but it's not going to tell us about how much vote or etc. Everything basically is going to be private, online. And the issue is that I'm doing this with with post-quantum cryptography, because even quantum computers cannot break it. Because if we are using cryptography that quantum computers can break it, and quantum computers will appear in 5 or 10 years, maybe 20 years, then what's the purpose of it? Okay? Finally, I think there's one more slide and we are finishing, I suppose. Or not. Okay, so this is, I would finish here. I think there was another slide, but I don't see it anymore. Never mind. Okay. So it was about privacy-preserving machine learning. Apparently you have an older version of the PPT file. I sent today a new version. But anyway, another application of post-quantum cryptography is the following. Let me ask you another question. You have credit card number, and you want to see whether there is an attack in your credit card number, whether someone stole your credit card number. And you're using artificial intelligence to do it. And artificial intelligence gives accurate results. And there is a trained artificial intelligence system which tells that, please give me information about your credit card, and I'm going to tell whether there is an attack or not. Now I'm asking you, are you going to be comfortable to give your credit card number and other information of your credit card to an AI system, and that AI system is going to tell whether there's an attack or not in your credit card, but to give them in plain? Personally, I would be hesitant to do so. I will not do so, because there's a sensitive data. So what we are going to do is the following. I'm going to encrypt my credit card information, including credit card numbers and other information. While they're encrypted, I'm going to send it to an artificial intelligence model server. And while they're encrypted, I'm going to apply some homomorphic processing, meaning processing while data is encrypted. And they are going to give me the result back. And I have the decryption key, and I'm going to see whether it's an attack or not. So basically, the whole world or the server didn't learn anything about my credit card number or whether there's an attack or not. Okay, and I do it using post-quantum cryptography, meaning that even quantum computers cannot break it. So, to conclude, this is all about, my talk about post-quantum cryptography and public key cryptography and homomorphic encryption, and why do we need it? Because simply put, in many areas, artificial intelligence cannot be applied due to security and privacy constraint of the data. Okay. Furthermore, if we encrypt it and use classical crypto systems, those classical crypto systems can be broken by classical computers. That's why we need something extra, post-quantum cryptography, which cannot be broken even by quantum computers. And when are going quantum computers to appear? I told you, I expected ChatGPT to appear like 30, 40 years from now, but it appeared roughly 2 years ago. And maybe quantum computers might appear 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now. And when they are going to appear, it's going to be a disaster. Because no transaction, banking transactions, credit card transactions, online buying, stock exchange transactions is secure. They can be broken by quantum computers. That's why I urge you, if you're interested in this topic, to deal with post-quantum cryptography, which means a cryptography that cannot be broken even by quantum computers. It is not as hard as it looks like. It's relatively easy, but I'm telling you, if you always go what people are doing, artificial intelligence, which is very good, but you can never be the expert. But if you say, I'm going to learn post-quantum cryptography, then when the time comes, when the quantum computers appear, then you can surf with along the way. So just wait for your wave. I'm sorry for being more technical, as I told you. My lecture about AI in education was already given on Monday, because I gave 3 lectures with this one, 3 talks in this university. That's why I wanted to make it more technical and see where we can apply cryptography. Basically, because we can apply it finance, biology, medicine, cybersecurity, education, etc. So those techniques are applicable everywhere. And when we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about ethical issues. Usually the data is private, etc. Well, if you encrypt them and know how to process them, then you can use the data even without making it public, or even without knowing what's inside of the data. That will be all. And I want to thank you for your attention. I'm looking forward to your questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Give applause to Professor Atrim. Okay. Okay. One, I give you 3 chance. One in the left side and second, and then the last, or just 2. Okay. 3. Yeah, good. 3. Okay, thank you. Maybe for the first, maybe the ladies in the front. Please, the committee help to give like a microphone. The microphone maybe, no? Or just directly? Yeah, I'll just speak from here. Yeah. We can hear. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, mention your name.
Yeah, my name is Sakar. I work in the Ministry of Law and Human Rights, Indonesia. And I'd like to address this question to Professor Kjamilji. Regarding your speech about AI and the encryption system, I probably have a very basic understanding about those topics, but as of now, do you think encryption system is something that can be fed to the machine learning for the AI to like learn and decrypt by itself? And do you think it's possible that there's going to be some kind of arm race between AI being abused by cyber criminals and encryption system developed by cybersecurity experts? Things like that. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Can you please stay and have your microphone? So, if I understood you well, your question was, can we encrypt data and use it for machine learning purpose? Is this your question?
Yes, I think
Yes.
my question is more like, can cyber criminals, people who wants to commit crimes in cyber technology, feed the existing encryption system to AI to make it able to decrypt and reveal the data that is encrypted? Is it possible?
Yes, they have already been doing that in the past 1 or 2 years. So yes, it's possible. And I don't know whether you follow the news. Especially when ChatGPT came out, they've been using ChatGPT to write codes which can attack banks. Basically crack bank accounts and steal money from banks. They've been doing that. But there's another issue that you asked. So basically, how does AI work? Just like human beings work. We are natural intelligence and AI is artificial intelligence. So if you want to learn something, you go to an institution and learn, but not one. You go one like Professor Asih is doing. She has been in Germany and now Finland and all around the world. And everywhere she goes, she learns something. Similarly, artificial intelligence, if it's going to learn from multiple sources, it's going to be more intelligent and give more accurate results. Well, the problem is here. The data that the artificial intelligence is going to train itself on should be private. So what we're going to do? If it's private, we cannot train it. Well, encrypt this data, and over encrypted data, train an artificial intelligence model. And this is called, by the way, federated learning. Yeah. As for your second question, I already answered that. Yes, they are already doing that.
Yes, about the arm race between cybersecurity and cyber criminals.
It will continue to do, and I'm afraid now that cyber criminals are winning the war. But yeah, but it goes like they're winning, then losing, then again winning. The wave goes like that. But right now they're winning the wars, and most probably because of AI, because they use AI to develop more advanced techniques to crack the system. I'm sorry to say, you're in law enforcement, but this is the truth. I mean, I'm not talking about Indonesia, in general, for the whole world.
Okay. Thank you so much. Maybe you have a feedback or enough?
Yes, that's plenty.
Enough.
Thank you.
Thank you. On the next questions, Pululu. Yeah.
want to ask the yeah, okay. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Bululu from PGME. What is it? Bachelor of Pre-Service Teacher for Elementary Teacher, Elementary School. For Prof. Atrim. No. Your slide so confused for me. As math student about 30 years ago. Now I'm a math lecturer for pre-service teacher for elementary school. So one topic of my content is about conversion from decimal 10 bases to other bases. For example, to binary, octal, hexadecimal. So my student, what for it is? Ma'am, what for? What the function? So I tell that it is so, what is penting? It is so important for cryptography. Maybe Mr. Atrim can give an example, simple for me, for us common people. What is the important, the function of the cryptography? Maybe as binary function, octal function. Then the second, you tell about unbreakable formula, unbreakable by quantum. Tadi apa quantum
computers.
Yeah, quantum computers. So I think about how the state with the safe digital military bagaimana keamanannya begitu. Nanti Bu Asih yang akan menerjemahkan. How the safety of the digital military, vintage, and other. So, as men like you can get the formula for the unbreakable by quantum post computer. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your questions. The answer to the first question is basically general, not only cryptography. Computers understand the binary language, 0 and 1. They don't understand anything else. So even if there's voice, even if there's video or letters in the computer, eventually they're translated into zeros and ones. This is the language that computers understand, nothing else. That's why it's important to convert decimals or whatever into binaries. Why do we use octal and hexadecimal? Because binary 2 to the power of 2, the binary, okay, it's 2 to the power of 1, but 2 to the power of 3, it's octal. 2 to the power of 4 is hexadecimal. And instead of writing 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, if you write in hexadecimal, the number is shorter. That's why we use hexadecimal. So computers understand 0 and 1, but yeah, like for instance, Monument Nacional, MONAS. It's shorter, right? Well, similarly, if you write 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, if you write it in hexadecimal, it's going to be shorter. That's why I use hexadecimal system. Computers understand those languages, binary, hexadecimal, octal. As for your second question, actually my talk was about, to answer your second question, that if quantum computers appear, they're going to break all of the available, right now available crypto systems. That's why United States and Europe are spending billions of dollars in what is called post-quantum cryptography. You can just go search in Google post-quantum cryptography research, and you're going to see many topics and many articles about that, and you're going to see that from the governments that they're spending billions of dollars for this. Why? Because they don't want to be caught unguarded. what if now there is a breakthrough and quantum computer which is strong enough to break those schemes appears? Well, that means that you cannot take your salary because bank will not send it. That means that you cannot buy nothing. You can buy nothing online. You cannot purchase online. Stock and exchange markets cannot exchange data to one another. Basically, that means the collapse of economy. And when there is a collapse of economy, there is the collapse of civilization, of human beings. Riots will come out, etc. That's why governments, especially US and EU, spend a lot of money in research on post-quantum cryptography.
Okay, so for me, for my country, that little money, so with what? Bismillah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah.
No, there is good news that so those cryptographic techniques that I showed to you, they already exist. I've developed some of them. Many others are developed from my colleagues, and they can be used from the Indonesian government. But when I'm talking about research, I'm talking about more in-depth research, not like new techniques which are going to be faster, more efficient, but the available ones, if they are applied, they are still are beneficial against quantum computer attacks. Basically, what we should do is the following. There is encryption going on, but this encryption should be changed with post-quantum encryption. And that's it, nothing else. And we continue as if nothing has happened. This is what we should do.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Ma'am. Next question, maybe okay. You or fine. I think. Oh yeah. Oh, in Zoom. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, you can. Okay, in the Zoom meeting, maybe someone. Oh yeah, we have Farah. Can you hear me? Do you want to ask something? Farah? Okay. Just open the, just mute. Okay. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Farah from Stikes 17 Surakarta. My question is, at Indonesia, we have two education. One of them based on knowledge only, and another based on Al-Quran and Hadith. And with this reality, I make research about education curriculum based on Taurat, Zabur, Injil, Quran, Hadith, Ijma, Qiyas, Statuta Roma. Why? Because if we read Al-Ma'idah 68 and Al-Araf 117, we Muslim much better if we use complete kitab to repair concept like human origin concept that talk human come from monkey evolution. And if we read our Ijma Qiyas Statuta Roma, we know if human come from Prophet Adam and Eve and no one can interrupt it at all kitab. And we know if monkey evolution come from Sabbath day. And my question, how if we implemented this theory for all of the world, what is this research had future for being foundation for every education around the world? Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi. Excuse me, do you want to ask for Professor Atrim or Professor Jung?
Professor Jung.
Jung, yeah. Maybe she asked about the Darwin theory or related to, Darwin theory or how to prepare. Can you mention, maybe, is it right? Yeah.
My question is, I had research to make education curriculum based on Taurat, Zabur, Injil, Quran, Hadith, Ijma, Qiyas to repair many world theory like human origin theory or Prophet Ibrahim theory. And what my research had future prospect for implemented being world education. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Maybe the future research for integration.
Future prospect from my research, education and curriculum based on Taurat, Zabur, Injil, Quran, Hadis, Ijma, Qiyas, Statuta Roma. Because if we just use Quran and Hadis for being foundation, we had many misconceptions like human origin conception. They always contrast between knowledge, education based on knowledge only, and education based on Quran Hadith. And about the Prophet Ibrahim family, that we always get concept if Prophet Ibrahim just had two wives, Sarah and Hajar. But if we learn complete kitab and we make related complete kitab, Taurat, Zabur, Injil, Quran, Hadis, Ijma, Qiyas, Statuta Roma with our knowledge, we can get better and we know more types and teach more great, better than half-past theory, I think. And what the prospect about this research? Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for your question. As I understand, I would like to answer to your question about curriculum development. Okay, so curriculum, as you know, depends on the culture mostly, especially social science field. But in science, pure science, technology, engineering field is more like world, standard curriculum, right? So I'm not sure with the social science field, okay? But about the STEM area, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Okay, about that, actually, I would like to tell you about Korea's situation. It's very political, things. Even though about STEM area, if there is a change, president change in South Korea, he wants change the curriculum. I heard this thing happened in Indonesia too, but that is not a good, I think, idea, because teachers knows very well student, and teachers know situation about student, what they are thinking and what their level. So I think based on this kind of data, statistics, you should develop the curriculum. So I would like to suggest to you, as a researcher, you are doing the research, right? So I would like to suggest research the student. We call the PCK, pedagogic contents knowledge. So you can study the misconception about STEM area, something like that, and then based on that kind of the information, you can make your own actually curriculum. But Indonesia also has the standard national, standard curriculum. So you can, if you find something through your research, you can suggest to your principal or your district educational government person, or the directly central government education field, the people. Yeah, that's what I want to suggest you. Is that okay? Anyway, thank you very much for your question.
Thank you so much, Prof. Jung. Yeah, I also try to translate what her, what is, okay. The next maybe the last question I saw some of you want to ask. Your time? Just one left. Yeah, stand up.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Danur. I'm from UE and Tulungagung. I have two questions. One, because I'm not from pedagogic world, I'm from philosophies. So I will question something. Yeah, how important certification exam from education bachelor? Is education curriculum didn't cover the teaching skill student while they still in the college? Jadi gini aja, sejauh mana sertifikasi, ujian sertifikasi itu berpengaruh terhadap lulusan teman-teman kependidikan, gitu ya. Nah, lalu kalau sertifikasi pendidikan ini berpengaruh atau itu penting, kenapa tidak langsung diadopsi saja di dunia pendidikan langsung selama dia masih di kesarjanaan? Ya kan biasanya kalau di dunia pendidikan kita kan, yang the first one tadi kan bilang, setelah kita lulus dari sarjana pendidikan itu tidak bisa langsung serta-merta kita langsung mengajar, iya kan? Kita harus ada, kalau di kita kan PBG. Nah, kenapa harus seperti itu? Kenapa kalau itu penting? Kenapa nggak langsung aja diadopsi aja di sistem pendidikan kita pas dia masih kesarjanaan? Jadi nggak double, iya kan? Nah, itu satu. Itu yang satu. Yang kedua adalah ini lebih umum lagi gitu kan. Di tahun 60-an itu ada salah satu tokoh Rolomi, dia pakar psikologi, dia pernah mengatakan di masa depan, ini pakai bahasa Indonesia Bapak? Oke, terima kasih. Di masa depan, anak-anak muda nanti akan mengalami kegelisahan yang luar biasa. Karena dia itu akan mendapatkan semua pengetahuan dengan mudah. Jadi apapun yang dia pikirkan itu, dia akan dengan mudah mendapatkan ilmu pengetahuan itu. Dampaknya adalah anak-anak muda sekarang itu menjadi tidak lagi wondering. Dia tidak lagi tidak lagi penasaran tentang masa depan. Dia tidak bisa lagi menentukan saya mau apa dan saya mau kemana. Berkat bantuan teknologi. Jadi dengan adanya teknologi, anak-anak muda kita, generasi milenial, Z atau Gen Alpha, ini makin kesini itu di-drive oleh teknologi dengan TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, dan lain-lain. Dia di-drive untuk makin kesini dia tidak bisa melihat apa yang saya inginkan dan saya mau kemana. Ini tentu di dalam dunia riset dan pendidikan tentu ini sangat mengenaskan gitu kan. Lah alih-alih untuk mendengarkan dan memperbaiki kondisi seperti ini, itu justru pemangku kebijakan kita itu justru menuntut untuk melihat influencer. Jadi semuanya itu ke influencer saja, diarahkan untuk public figure. Jadi patokannya sekarang itu menjadi influencer, bukan Jadi makin kesini sama seperti yang dikatakan oleh Tom Nicholas. Dia mengatakan death of expertise. Makin kesini suara yang didengar adalah suara influencer, bukan suara dari pakar-pakar yang sering melakukan riset. Nah, untuk merespon persoalan ini, khususnya dalam dunia pendidikan, bagaimana kita harus melangkah? Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, understand. Thank you very much for your question. In Korea, actually we don't have this kind of professional development program. After passing the national exam, you have a chance to take a national exam just right after bachelor degree. You know what I'm saying? So same as Indonesia. So after passing the national exam, government, Ministry of Education, South Korea, they trained the past student for 3 weeks. Yeah. So they graduate. I mean, the exam end by something like December, end of December, right? The semester start at March, so you have a 2 months, period. So you can train. I mean, government can train the past, student who will be teachers, right? So we do 3 weeks for teacher training. Okay, as I told you, after 5 years, there is another teacher training program. This is called for the first class, teacher. After bachelor, the degree, you are the second class, second level teacher. So after 5 years of teaching, so you have a chance to get a teacher training. But this one is still too short, something like 2 weeks. That's no good. So yeah, as I told you, we need so many different professional development program in Korea. Okay, so actually KNUE has a very special program for professional development. Actually, this is kind of the master degree course. So there are many actually various programs in Korea. I cannot cover all programs, but anyway, that's the regular program. I just very short term, like after bachelor 3 weeks, after 5 years 2 weeks. That's all. That's too weak, too small. I hope Indonesia have a very good professional development programs. Maybe you can refer from our country or other country too. Okay. If you like, I can send you the many other versions in Korea. Okay, that's mostly the kind of private programs. Okay, thank you very much for your question.
Okay, so the question that was asked was why influencers, media influencers like TikTokers, YouTubers, etc. have more followers, are more famous than scientists. And my answer is that's because of us. Because we watch them. If we don't watch them and instead watch scientists on TikTok or YouTube, then scientists will be more famous. However, it's not all of our fault. It's like this TikTok is Chinese company, right? Okay. So China is doing something interesting. TikTok on Europe, US, promotes stupid video. And people are going to see stupid video. But TikTok on China promotes scientists, discoveries, technology advancements. And people are going to be motivated so they can work to become a scientist. So it's not the problem with us also, but it's also the problem of the algorithm which gives a recommendation on what you're going to watch. So if you are an IT guy and you have, or government personnel, and you have an influence on these issues, then you should force the company like TikTok to promote videos which are educational, which are inspirational, motivational for science, technology, and education, and maybe totally ban those other stupid videos. However, if the government cannot do that, then we should do it on our own by just ignoring and boycotting those videos, by not watching videos, rather watching beneficial videos. So this is my answer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would like to add some comments. In Korea, what happened is now AI is so popular in education area. So many teachers want to use the AI. So they are now considering how to use AI in their education. So also about TikTok, many teachers actually want to make a short version of the for TikTok. Many teachers for their students. So we can use this kind of technique for education. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all of your questions. Maybe our conference I will close. It's okay. Yeah, for the moment, I want to close this discussion with our excellent speaker in here, Professor Kim and Professor Atrim. Maybe I would like to thank you also for you all participants. I would like to conclude just a little because of all this material, understand better. So I want to ask you, I want to conclude about AI, education. Yeah, it cannot be neglected. Yeah, this is my last word. Yeah, education and AI, and also the subject is science, and also the subject also religions also. We cannot neglect the AI. Thank you so much, and applause for all. Yeah. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please stay in your place because there will be a dance performance, and beside that you can enjoy your lunch in your place. Thank you.
Thank you.
secerita puniki. Wisudawati